Hey, and welcome back to day 14 of watching Tyler's hair grow back slowly. Also, watching him try to build an app. Not try, I am doing it. I'm friggin' doing it. And in fact, I have some good news before I dive into it. First day in a while where I actually feel like myself again. I'm not frantically packing. I'm not trying to fly to a different state. I'm not stressing about surgery. I'm not getting food poisoning and recovering from that. I'm not trying to hop a subway, train, light rail, plane back home. And I'm not completely stressed about my whole face being swollen and in pain. I actually feel like a normal human again, and it feels great. And also, the internet guy came out yesterday, and we looked into why my stream was crashing consistently at this location. And he did two things. He went into the box and found this metal connector, which turns out was like an adapter that the internet companies used way back in the day, like 15, 20 years ago, to see if you were subscribed to premium channels or not. So before everything was wireless, they would embed that code into this little thing, and that would check whether you're allowed to see a channel or not. So we're way past those days, and he ripped that out. And then he also adjusted the, I don't exactly know what he did. He said the other thing he did was it was getting too hot. Like we were trying to fit too many bytes through the network, and it was throttling it, and that was causing the machinery to get hot, and then to protect itself, the whole thing was crashing. So anyway, we did a test stream yesterday, and nothing broke. Nothing's breaking right now, so I'm hopeful. I'm just hopeful. And so far this morning, I merged one PR, and I'm making decent progress on the second one. So yeah, man, it feels good to get back to just focusing on the task at hand, making this app and product better. And if you are new here, what is the app? What is the product? Let's review that real quick. This is a weekly, a daily, and an hourly planner app. And what it does, it helps you get control of your day by simplifying it so you can plan what you're going to do, tasks and events basically, and then you can do it. I'll leave it at that. It's compasscalendar.com is the landing page. We're on the 60-day journey of just trying to focus every day on whatever it takes to start getting this off the ground, getting in more people's hands, getting them loving it, getting them paying me for it. And up to this point, it's been marketing, it's been top of funnel, it's been some bug fixes, but nothing crazy. And then it's been adding a feature and making it better. So let's pull up the app, see what it looks like now. So what I just merged was onboarding related. I have a little screenshot here. So you're going to see this in a sec, but this just happened like an hour ago. So here's the onboarding. I guess we're going to go through it. I think it's different if you've already gone through it before. Actually, no. Now we're going through it fresh. So right now, it's kicking off an import in the background. And we're doing that right away so we can buy some time, because some people have a lot of events, and we don't want to just show a spinner. So now we can educate them about how to use the app and import the rest of the stuff in the background. So this is the same. I won't go through everything, but what's the new stuff? This is a setup screen for this one here, and it says you can capture all kinds of tasks in Compass. We'll always put them next to your schedule. Let's see how that looks. I don't think that's the perfect wording, but I'm trying to get people familiar with the idea that this is not just a calendar, it's also tasks. And so this is a very like static, but also responsive, dumbed down version of what the day view or the day planner is, where you have tasks on the side and your events on the right. And so it's having you create a task, and you can't move on to the next screen until you do it. It could be literally anything. You just type enter. And right now at this point, I'm saving it to local storage so that when we're done with onboarding and they go to the day planner, they'll see what they just added and won't be totally blank. And I'm hoping that they'll see like, oh yeah, okay, this is how it works. So that was the main change. And then these are screens that were there before for other parts of the app. We're talking about how it can reschedule quickly. That's what this was about. And that's pretty much it. Simple. Now when I hit enter, I'm going to not see the calendar. This is the other change. I'm going to see the day planner. Ready for it? Oh, there's a little quote. A little quote just to set the vibe. And then you're going to see just today. So Friday, November 14th. There we go. And I did this because I was seeing that before when we were sending people to the calendar, they would just go here and they actually wouldn't have any events really, because I think most people don't have a lot of calendar events, or they were using like a test account that definitely didn't have any events. And so they would come here and they'd be like, then they would just kind of leave. There's not so much to do when you're on this screen. On this screen, it's like you're just checking things out. You're just seeing your schedule. Maybe you're adding a new thing here or there, but like maybe just a few times of that a day. And so I didn't love that because it doesn't encourage users to use this daily, hourly. Whereas over here, it's like, okay, here's today. We already got 3 things here from the onboarding. And then I'm hoping it's just implied like, hey, start adding some stuff, adding the real tasks you need to do. And then if they do have events, they'd show up here. I could maybe improve this by like creating some events for the day, because now you can delete them by right clicking. But this is it for now for the onboarding flow. I'm doing a follow-up on this to make it easier to do our session checking and to show the user where they are in the onboarding process, and to also give the user the option to redo the onboarding process. So if you open up the command palette and you want to redo onboarding, here we go. I actually forgot this was here. Oh yeah, so I just added that. Okay, it's because I'm on a local branch and I'm working on this part right here. So I like this flow where if you forget what's going on or you just click through the onboarding, you can redo it. And when you're redoing it though, we don't want to import the events in the background because they're already in the background. So we'll check this now, but what I'm hoping is it'll still go through everything, but just not prompt you to sign in with Google because we already got you signed in with Google and have your events. So this looks good. Okay, so it's looking good so far. Skip the Google sign in because that was the step that would have been right here. Good. This might be a quick win. Okay, I'm okay with this. It's saying, great, you've already created a task, even though you didn't in this round, but because you had local storage tasks from the first onboarding, it's thinking you did. It's fine. Same thing here. So I might just have to, I'm going to open this up and make sure there's no request being sent here. A quote, and that should redirect to the day, and then we should be good to go. Let's see. Yep. Cool. So yeah, I was, I don't know, a little hesitant to add that, but it was like a one shot and it's looking good now. And so now I'm just gonna clean up the code. I'm sure Copilot will have some thoughts. We'll address those. We'll do a quick deployment, check it out, merge it, and then I'm gonna do some planning and look at what the next feature is. I'm thinking I'll jump into the now planner or the hourly planner, but I'll give it a little time to wrap up what I'm doing before I commit to that. Overall, though, we're looking good. No blockers, looking good. So let's just clean up the code a little bit, see what we got here. I don't know. This seems like an optimization. It's just memoizing this, and I'm okay with that, but I don't know what exactly changed. Skip animation. This was like from a while ago. Oh, it took the check lines out of the dependency array. I don't know why it did that, but it's cleaner, so I'm just going to leave it. Okay, here's our new route, which you saw. So if they're not authenticated, but they've already logged in or signed up, then we're just going to go to login. But if they haven't completed sign up, we're going to start them on the onboarding flow, because you don't want to log in if you don't have an account yet. You're going to onboard or sign up. Sign up might be, I like onboarding, because onboarding can be if new users want to sign up, but it can also be if existing users want to redo the onboarding. So we're good with that. Redo onboarding. Oh, this is the command palette. I don't like this window.open, but that's how we're getting it to do it in a new tab. So I'm okay with that. I'm alright with that. Let's get rid of this if we don't need it. What's next? Tests. Redirects to onboarding when not authenticated and sign up is false. Okay, that sounds right. It's looking pretty clean. I like that. Nice. Okay, let's just see the output. Look for any warnings. We got one on the router setup, and that's an easy fix. So let's do that here. Browser router. Hold on. I'm just trying to isolate one where there's a warning. Yep, so here's that warning, and if I add this flag, it should go away. Yep, it's gone now. So I'm going to try to do a quick little function so I don't have to repeat that 4 times in this file. All right, I'm telling Copilot to do it for me, or Cursor, I mean. I think they'll get this. Render with router. Yeah, that sounds good. Yep, that looks cleaner. Output should be better. Let's see. No warnings, like it. Okay. Where's that? All the files. The protected route. Looked at those. Onboarding flow. Something, yeah, this is looking a little weird. I think that's old code. Okay, here's the new stuff. No warnings, looks good. I like just reading the tests too if I haven't written them. Just see what's going on. So we got onboarding and login routes. And that looks great. Cool. Let's test the whole thing before I push it up and expose myself to Copilot. Yep. All right. If and when Copilot does have some issues or suggestions, I'm going to show you a little hack I've been using recently to get those banged out quick. Okay, this is the issue we're solving here. I'm trying to see if we forgot anything. No, this looks good. This looks good. Man, I'm cruising. Like when it goes this well, sometimes I'm like worried that something's not gonna work. This isn't good though. We had a test failure on main, which makes me wonder if there's a flaky test, because I don't think I would have merged it if it didn't pass. Let's see. This might be me. Oh no. Use real-time focus data test. So we just ran tests so we can see if those passed locally, but I haven't seen this one fail before. But the fact that it's working on start times and CI time zones are different than local makes me feel like it might be flaky. I'm going to try it again in a new one. Rerun. Failed jobs. Yeah, no, we tested this right here and it was working. Might just have to make an issue to fix that. But let's see our PR. Where's our PR at? This one. It's named pretty well. I like that too. We're just going to link it to the issue. Okay, so it does have some requests. Not too many or so far. Okay, so we're missing a condition. Import issue. Okay. And a mock issue. What else here? Now it's calling out that our docs and this file are at odds with each other. So nothing crazy, but here's the hack I was talking about. The comments are public now on the PR. The repo is public. So instead of implementing the suggestion that Copilot wants, which would involve me just like waiting, I think, for their web agent to do it, I can do it locally by just telling Cursor or whoever to fix it, basically, to go to that web page, see the comments, and fix them. So let's do that real quick. There we go. I'm like, fix it. The downside of this is I would have to separate them out into separate commits, or I would just bundle them into one commit, but I'm okay with that if they're small things. I also like how the code's right here, so I can tweak it if I need to, if I don't like what it's doing. Whereas when it's just in GitHub and I'm just reviewing and like saying implement it, then I feel like I'm missing some stuff. So here's the import. I cleaned that up already. That's an easy one. Okay, it's adjusting types a little bit here. What else is it doing? Here's that check we were missing. This is separate from what we were doing, so has completed auth check. It is either null or a boolean, so I guess it makes sense to wait. I'm not against this. Here we have our mock, which is allowed to change. Okay, before each, we're resetting it. And then down here, we're setting it to onboarding, and then we're setting it to login before each. I don't know what the difference between those two are, but if it works, I don't really care. All right, small things. Let's test it quick here. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so it's all in one commit. I care so little about the messages now because it's like they're good enough. They're good enough. The amount of time and mental bandwidth I'm saving just from having those commits being auto generated is insane because like you go through so many commits and spending the time to type it out and think just to like never really go back. That was a huge energy sink that I love. You just don't have to think about anymore. It's awesome. Okay, let's check in on our failing test. Was it this one? Now it's passing, I think. Yeah, now it passed. Okay, so it was flaky. Don't like that. Okay, I got a link to a failing test here, so I'm going to create a new issue just to address that. All right, so this is passing on our new feature branch. If it's going to fail again, I'm just going to skip it since I've documented it now. Looks like it's passing. Yep, okay. I guess it's how flaky is it going to be? If that was a one-time thing, I can live with it. I'm going to jump into that code soon probably as I get into the hourly planner. So, it's probably good for now. We have no more beefs to squash with Copilot. It looks good locally, and so now I'm just going to test it in our test environments. So we're going to have to hang tight for a bit while I do that off screen. Okay, quick test and staging looks good. I'm going to send it off to prod right now. I can show you that once that one's up there. 2 more minutes. All right, it's on prod. And we're looking at prod now, so let's refresh. I don't have the command palette built into this day yet, this view. So if I do Command K, it won't work. But if I go here, it's this guy down here. So now I see redo onboarding. I like the icon. I like the name. I'm going to click it. New tab. I like that. I'm still signed in, right? Yep. But I can click through here without going through the login flow. I can skip to the end and then I go back to the day. And that doesn't mess up with it. This looks great. Looks great. Time to merge. It's almost going too well today. You know what I mean? Not trying to like jinx it, but it's like I haven't hit a snag at all the whole day. So does this close everything here? I think there's some things in this issue that we're not fixing. Okay, it should probably close this one. Yeah, closes 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, cool. This is just talking about the routing and then the command palette, and that's perfect. Should have done this. Make onboarding and auth quicker. All right, let's send it. Where's my PR? Second of the day, done. Second or third? I think 2, number 2. So hopefully this passes. I'm going to keep an eye on that. While we're waiting on that, let's regather, let's regroup and look back at what we're going to do. Okay, here was my plan or my commitment for this week. Did a handful of things by Thursday. Now it's Friday, and I just finished this, like updating the onboarding and a follow-up for that. So by Monday, I still do want to send an email for them to try out the new stuff, but I might also want to just add the now view so that they can try this and the now and see the full thing together, rather than sending out an email now, which is kind of telling them to use, kind of saying the same thing as I said in my last email. In my last email, I'm like, hey, this is the thing. You can go here and try it out. Since then, I made this part of it better and added a little more functionality. But in this next email, maybe I can just wait a day or two while I add this stuff, and then I'll say, hey, it'll just hit more. It'll hit more. I think that's the move rather than doing 2 back-to-backs. And here's an idea of what I'm planning to do for that now planner. So you pick your tasks from the day, shows up, complete it, next one shows up, you can cycle through. And when you're all done, it shows a little message, I think. Or it just sends you back here. Simple, man. Simple. The storage is already in place. I already have a warning telling people, hey, this is local storage here. And if they didn't have any events and they created their first one, then this would naturally pop up. So I feel like I'm covering my bases here. Like I'm saying, hey, heads up, we aren't connecting this to the cloud yet, but we will. You're still welcome to use it. And so I don't think people can get mad at me for this if they clear their browser data and then the tasks disappear. So that's one option, is to continue on the now view. Let me just look through what else we were planning to do in case I'm missing something. What was this? Day child route does not load. Okay, so this was pushed back. Okay. So let's see. This is the parent, I think, parent issue. Yeah. Pretty much the now planner. We already have some draft PRs that Copilot and Victor set up, so I don't know. I could just look at where that's at. Let me see if I'm missing something else, though. Embedded payments, Stripe stuff. I don't want to do that yet. That's bottom of funnel. I'm working on fixing top and the middle. Right, and then the email sequence. Not crucial. Not crucial. I might even descope this. I don't think you need this. Like if it just hits and it's good and it makes sense, I don't think you need to re-engage people with an email. I think that's a good practice and it might help some people who are like on the fence use it, but I don't think I need to do this immediately. I think after the Stripe stuff, it makes sense to do this once we can collect payments. It could be a quick win. Quick win after money's flowing to get a little more money flowing. All right, let's see what's going on with our draft PRs here for the now view. So Victor's on this now, which is fixing an auth thing. But we have two existing PRs. Let's see what they look like. Pretty small. We have a test. Here's our actual component. So this is all about the card. Here, looks like that's setting this thing up. And you don't even need this out the gate. I could have people use it without this, so I'm going to leave that as is. This is the focused event component. What is that? Currently focused event. I think this is, whoa, 29 file changes. Focused event. I think this is a little off. I don't think this is quite right. Start. Yeah, we're not doing start, stop, timer. It looks like this is more of a POC. But let me check out the code quick. Come on. Okay, this is addressing like timers and intervals. Okay, this stuff looks good. This is about picking the task and like tracking which one to edit. This is saying here's the ones that are available, which are the ones that aren't completed. That's good. This is good. Mapping colors to priorities. Priority is like a tag. We can remove this. This is like a feature flag. All right, here's the big wrapper, the content. Now view content. We have shortcut overlay, upcoming event. That's the card. Here are the tasks. Here's a focus one. That's good. So there's a lot here. I think I'm going to try to boot this up and see what we're working with. Four commits. So did Copilot do this on its own? Oh, there's a lot of conflict, so I don't like that. And a failing test. Eesh. Maybe I'll start a new branch off main and tell them to reference this or take some code from this, but start from a clean slate, and then we'll probably close this, abandon it. But a lot of this code could still be used. A lot of this is still good. So yeah, I'm gonna take this over. I'm gonna message Victor after this just to let him know I'm working on it. Since this is timely and I'm a little ahead of schedule, so implement the focus event rack component for now view. Yeah, here's the timer and stuff. So this will need to be pared down a bit. Here we go. Here are the specs. This is where the timer stuff is coming from, and it's inspired by Sensama, but we don't need to clone this whole thing right now. So if you have a task, you need to know, and you're trying to track your time that you're working on it, you would need to know when it started, the current time, when it ends, and now that's how you display this. And they even have like a little floating widget that follows you around. But that's not MVP. That's definitely not the MVP. So no need to do that right now. Maybe I'll create a new one that just says create MVP. Let's do that. All right. Looking good. I got a clean issue. I got a clean issue now, and we can get rolling. Let's do it. I'm just deleting the old branch because I got a lot of old branches. So now that I know this one's merged, it's okay to clean up a little bit. All right, I'm going to do some prep work to make sure this first prompt is a decent one by telling it what kind of files I want. Like you saw in this one, I think I liked how it says like now view content. And there are a few other like patterns that I think are good to follow. So I'm just going to call this out here. Focus task, I think available task. Yeah, those names make sense to me. I like how it has now components, hooks, utils, view. Yeah, this is good. I wonder if I can just point it to like this branch, what we have here. Because I want some stuff from this branch, but I don't want everything. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, there's even a celebration. Let's just send it, see what it comes up with the first go. Okay, so this is a trickier one. I'm saying go to this issue, make a plan for it, and as part of your plan, structure it based on this other PR, but only part of the PR. And I'm curious if it's going to bring in some of the other stuff that I don't want to add just yet. That looks good, the structure. It's got the right task. Okay, it's looking good. It's looking good. Ooh, we even got this. Yep. Oh, I like it. And it has tests now. This is getting better, bro. Oh man, AI is getting better. Every time it gets better, like I have a sigh of relief because I'm like, okay, I can get further now. Like I don't have to do so much myself. I get a little more optimistic that this goal which felt really lofty, is feeling a little more realistic now. Just because I have so much more mental bandwidth to put towards like shipping more. And I'm saving so much time on commits. I'm saving so much time on creating the issues. Both of those are AI generated. I'm saving so much time on comparing, contrasting, and setting up the initial code, which is what's happening right now. The implementation plans are there. Now it's just like I'm the conductor. I'm just waving my hands, just directing, do this, do this, do this, making sure it all comes together. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. This is looking good so far. So we're gonna keep playing and keep shipping, but it's been about that time. So thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Awkward pause because I